Well, hello, everybody. I'm glad to be with you today. My name is Roy Gabbert, and I'm the judge here of the Adams County Court. And this is my daughter, Lucy Gabbert. And we are very, very happy to get to be doing the summer reading program. Even though we're not together, I feel like we're together as we're trying to work through this. We're going to imagine a wonderful story today, and then maybe I'll sing a little bit of a song. So when I start singing, you have permission to run out of the house at that time. But until then, maybe we could sit together and enjoy a story. This is one of Lucy and I favorite story. They call me Mr. Favorite Story.
They don't really call you that.
It's called The Perfect Nest. And I'm going to read it to you. It's a wonderful story by Catherine Friend, who is the author. The author means that she wrote the story. It's illustrated by John Manders. Illustrated means that all of the pictures were drawn by John Manders. And it was published by our dear, dear friends at Scholastic. So here it is, The Perfect Nest. It's very exciting, don't you think, that we're going to get to read? Are you excited?
I am.
They call me Mr. Excitement.
They don't really call you that.
Jack the cat gathered everything he needed. Then Jack built the perfect nest. Dry, cozy, just the right size. Here's a picture of the nest. But this nest was not for Jack. Jack's shaking his head no, that it's not his nest. With this perfect nest, Jack would attract the perfect chicken. Is there a perfect chicken here? That perfect chicken would lay a perfect egg, which would make a perfect omelet for a cat like Jack. Soon enough, that chicken has come along. Caramba! The chicken cried. A perfect nest! She hopped up and laid a small egg. Then a duck waddled by. Lucy, is there a duck waddling by?
There is.
Sacre bleu! The duck cried. The perfect nest. I think that duck is French. You know, they used to call me Mr. French.
They didn't used to call you that.
The duck pushed the chicken out. The duck hopped up and laid a medium-sized egg. Then a goose lumbered by. Great balls of fire, the goose cried. It's a perfect nest. The goose pushed the duck out of the way, hopped up, and laid a large egg. Jack mouth began to water. 3 eggs would make 3 omelets. Lucy, do you know what an omelet is?
Yes.
What's an omelet?
An omelet is a cooked egg.
It's going to be very tasty when we're done and we cook these 3 eggs, don't you think? Wait a minute. The duck leaped onto the goose's back. This is my nest. Then the chicken flew up onto the duck. No, this is my nest. The 3 cackled, quacked, honked, but each refused to leave the perfect nest. they squished each other for days. Are you squishing?
Squish.
Are you squishing?
Squish.
Each day, Jack tried to get the birds off of the eggs. Fire, fire, Jack cried. But the birds didn't move. Flood, flood, Jack cried. But they didn't move. Wolf, wolf, Jack cried wolf. But the chicken, the duck, and the goose would not move. Finally, Jack stood before them. You birds are so silly. The next farm over has an even better nest. And it's empty. Why doesn't one of you go use that empty nest? An empty nest? Cried the chicken. Without a goose in my head? Caramba! Sacre bleu! Cried the duck. I am tired of smelling like the chicken. That nest is mine. Great balls of fire! Cried the goose. Out of my way! And all three, the duck, the goose, and the chicken, all flapped away. Are they flapping away?
They're flapping away. On to the next farm.
Alone at last, Jack turned to the nest and peeked inside. He arranged the eggs neatly in a row. Small would be for breakfast. You know, they used to call me Mr. Breakfast.
They didn't used to call you that.
The medium egg would be for lunch. You know, they used to call me Mr. Lunch.
They didn't used to call you that.
And the large egg would be for dinner. You know, they actually really did used to call me Mr. Dinner.
They didn't.
Jack's stomach rumbled. You know, they used to call me Mr. Stomach Rumbler.
I'm sure they did.
But then, crack! The small egg cracked and broke. And out, what do you think popped out of the little egg? A wet baby chick. And the wet baby chick looked up at Jack and said,
Caramba! Hola, Mama!
Crackety snap. The medium-sized egg broke open. Out scrambled a wet baby duck, who looked up at Jack and said,
Sacre bleu! Bonjour, Maman!
Crackety, crackety, boom! The largest egg broke open and out stepped a wet baby goose, who looked up at Jack and said,
Great balls of fire! Howdy, Ma!
Jack stared at the babies. What was he to do? He couldn't make omelets out of them.
Dry me! Dry me! Dry me!
Cried the soggy baby chick.
Feed me! Feed me! Feed me!
Cried the hungry baby duck.
Play, play, play!
Cried the excited baby goose. Jack hid in the barn. The three babies found him. Jack hid under the tractor. Can he get to the tractor? The babies found him. And all of those babies dragged Jack back to the perfect nest. See how they're dragging Jack back?
Sleep, sleep, sleep.
The tired babies finally whispered.
Go,
said the shivering babies. Jack scratched his head. Someone had to care for these babies, but there was no one else around. Jack lifted all of the babies into the nest.
Buenas noches, Mama.
Said the baby chick.
Bonenu, Maman.
Said the baby duck.
Sweet dreams, Ma.
Said the baby goose. Then Jack, in the nest, and the babies all fell asleep. That's when he realized that this really was the perfect nest. And that is our wonderful story of the perfect nest. The book even says, whoops, you just passed the perfect nest. And now that we've finished our story, I think it's time that we actually sing a little bit. And there's a song that we're going to sing called Old MacDonald Had a Farm, because this room has been turned into a farm. And we're going to sing the Old MacDonald Had a Farm song. And the reason that it's kind of good to listen to this song is, you know, right now we're all trying to be very safe during this health emergency where we're trying to be safe with the coronavirus. And one of the most important things we can do is wash our hands. And Lucy, how long are we supposed to wash our hands when we wash our hands?
20 seconds.
And one of the things you can know when you wash your hands to know that you're doing it for 20 seconds is to sing a verse of Old MacDonald. So we're going to sing Old MacDonald, and you just think to yourself, when it's time to wash your hands, 20 seconds is one of the verses of Old MacDonald. Have we got our animals around here?
We do.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm there was a goose, E-I-E-I-O, with a honk honk there and a honk honk. Is that duck honking? I'm certainly honking. With a honk honk there and a honk honk there. Here a honk, there a honk, everywhere a honk honk. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm there was a duck, E-I-E-I-O, with a quack quack here and a quack quack there. Here quack, there quack, everywhere quack quack. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm there was a chicken, E-I-E-I-O, with a cluck cluck here and a cluck cluck there. Here cluck, there cluck, everywhere cluck cluck. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And the last one we're all going to sing together, and that includes you. You know, they used to call me Mr. Singer.
Did they?
They actually did. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm there was a cat, E-I-E-I-O, with a
Meow, meow.
there and a
Meow, meow.
here meow, there meow, everywhere meow meow. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Well, that is summer reading time, and I hope you were able to imagine this wonderful story. Any of you that want to do crafts, you can do these wonderful crafts too. You can find beautiful paint on a duck. You can look those things up on like a YouTube for your painting and your crafts. Lucy, you're wonderful to do paints and crafts on your animals. Who painted the white paint on that goose?
I did.
Great balls of fire! That gal's a painter. So while you're having a wonderful summer, make sure you go to the library. Make sure that you read. Make sure that you have wonderful books and wonderful imaginations and wonderful stories. And as all of our good friends at the library say, everyone go out and spread a little kindness. Be safe, be healthy, and go to your Adams County Library, as they're wonderful people. Lucy, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.